Harvard has a traditional math class that's very difficult that most undergraduates are supposed to take. They couldn't pass it. So now, because they have changed their admission, they didn't rate comparative GPAs or really require the SAT. They have to have remedial math at Harvard. And what am I getting at? These law schools then, by changing their curricula to DEI, changing their admissions policy where they were not looking at the LSAT or grade point averages, and the way they used to say was important, and more importantly, in garnering huge amounts of money from the Middle East, Qatar in particular. If you go back to any news account from 2010 to 2020, it's all about Qatar and Middle East money pouring into places like Harvard Law School. So what am I getting at? They created students under their own requirements a decade or two earlier wouldn't have qualified. They changed their curriculum and they became politicized, and especially they reflected the interest of radical groups in the Middle East. And the result is law firms, when they see the recent graduates, they get disappointed.
We located over $100 billion in undocumented funds going from Qatar, i.e. the Muslim Brotherhood, to American universities. We found $10 billion at Cornell, $1.3 billion at Texas A&M. Brown University, we found $1 billion in one program called the Choices Program, led by a Professor Bartov, Omer Bartov, who is a scholar of genocide, who's now arguing that Israel is committing a genocide. Interestingly enough, he's running this project that got $1 billion from the Qataris, and they're creating curriculum for over 8,000 schools across the country, erasing minorities from the Middle East, erasing Jewish presence from the Middle East, erasing Christian presence from the Middle East, and inculcating children across the United States in this anti-Semitic, anti-Christian, anti-democratic curriculum. So here you have a regime swimming in money that is committed to the Muslim Brotherhood ideology, which seeks to replace democracy, to destroy democracy.